Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. How is everyone doing? I hope you're all well. I was absent from the scene for quite a while now simply because I took a vacation with the family. The family met another family, and it stayed like that for the past 3 weeks. And here we are, back again for today's video. Due to unsavory and unlucky events, once I came back to playing the game, I decided to go back to my original playstyle. That is to have teleport in my kit one way or another. After a lot of experimentation, I found out that this is the safest way to play jungle and teleport. First, lately, there has been a lot of invading going on from the enemy side. It is like an agreement between both junglers that we will start on opposite sides of the map anyway. You take my blue while I take yours, and vice versa. To be honest, I don't like playing according to the book because that makes you predictable. Of course, everyone keeps saying you should perfect your jungle clear speed, but that will create a pattern. And in that way, you will most likely either drop the game or lose it. The idea is that we will take jungle and teleport. Although it is hard to use properly at the start of the game, the odds are that Summoner will stay up until the Drake call so that you can teleport from topside to the Drake or from Krugs to the Drake, securing both objectives. If you start on the enemy side, you don't need to trade camps. You can take all 3 camps. The idea is as follows. Start on Wolves, take blue, and at that instance, teleport to your blue side to do a full clear. What it's about is bot lane players, who act like majors in literature, starting to type endlessly. I am fully on board with the call to remove chat from League of Legends. There's no benefit to taking your hand off the mouse to type to your allies about your life issues or complaints. In-game, your hands need to stay on the mouse, not on the keyboard trying to explain things no one cares about. As a result, we died. Chat should only be possible while you're dead or during the 30 seconds before the game starts. That's it. Now, of course, we shouldn't hold a grudge over random events caused by a lack of focus on our side or the bot side. But during this gank, no one has their summoner spells, and this is a huge advantage for us. Another key point is that their bot lane is very aggressive. 2 ranged champions, 1 mage, and 1 ADC. Caitlyn has been popular ever since the Arcane series, and now everyone is trying to play her. I've noticed Riot always pushes Caitlyn as the go-to ADC when you want to learn the role. However, no matter how strong that ADC is, except maybe Aphelios, you can kill them at any stage of the game. Now, why Proto Belt and not Cosmic Drive? Some might say take them both, but if you have to choose as a jungler which to prioritize, here's the thing. Cosmic Drive got nerfed. Its movement speed was reduced, but its duration was extended. In my opinion, Cosmic Drive is one of the best items for Volibear. It gives you everything you need. The issue, however, lies in how to use this item effectively. Since we didn't take Flash, we need to compensate for that. Teleport comes in handy, but Protobelt is invaluable, especially in this matchup against Graves. Protobelt allows us to dash out of his smokescreen, which is a huge advantage. The outplay potential from this simple mechanic is massive. Against Graves, even if you have the tankiness to survive, his smokescreen will always be a problem. With Protobelt, we can flip the situation entirely with just 1 button press, compensating for our lack of mobility compared to Graves. In other words, we counter Graves' smokescreen with gold spent in-game. This is something to seriously consider when dealing with tough matchups like this. Now, since we are still considering the benefits of taking Protobelt, let's discuss its impact on mid-lane ganks. Mid-laners, by design, play in the safest lane in the game. Most champions in this role have 1 or 2 forms of crowd control to ensure their safety against ganks. The beauty of Volibear in this situation is that he excels at chasing enemies, which gives you a significant edge in such scenarios. If someone flashes away, remember that your dash from Protobelt comes back every 40 seconds. The dash covers around 275 units, while Flash is estimated to cover 400 units, essentially 2/3 of a Flash that resets much faster. So yes, when ganking mid, having Protobelt as your first item provides a massive advantage in most matchups. On the other hand, Cosmic Drive offers movement speed when you land damage. However, this is conditional. It depends on actually hitting your abilities. And let's be real, not every time will you land your damage, as enemies can flash away. This makes Cosmic Drive more of a preference item. If you're experienced with it and comfortable, stick to Cosmic Drive. But if you feel it's lacking, especially with the recent changes this season, I strongly recommend going with Protobelt. Perfect your craft and adapt when necessary. Protobelt is the safer and more consistent choice. From the looks of it, this game is hugely going in our favor. I believe this is happening because we denied Graves 2 camps at the start of the game, and that set him back significantly. Another factor is that we're playing against a composition that doesn't have much hard crowd control, which gives us the freedom to build Protobelt and play without flash. Trust me when I say this. If their composition had something like Lissandra or Maokai, we wouldn't have the ability to play so freely. Not having flash in such a scenario would hit us really hard, especially in situations where we'd need the extra range to escape or reach our targets. For our second item, Frozen Heart is a go-to when playing against Tryndamere and Graves. Both will take a significant hit from its effects. Caitlyn, too, will struggle to deal her usual damage against us. Since their mid laner lacks hard crowd control, we'll prioritize a defensive armor item while using Protobelt to dodge skill shots. This is the second major benefit of having Protobelt, its outplay potential. As a front line, your job isn't to tank all incoming damage, but to absorb only what you can't avoid. Protobelt enhances your mechanics by enabling quick dodges. Think of it as a sidestep, a simple but effective way to avoid what might otherwise seem inevitable. It improves your skill as a jungler and opens opportunities to outplay your opponents. I would say that against Tryndamere with Volibear, it's a hard matchup because if you don't build properly against this monster, he will just crit you away until you're dead. But in this situation, we have 3 items, while he only has 2. We should keep in mind, though, that he has the Navori item, but I believe even without Flash, we can keep up with him, because we have Swifties. If you're wondering whether you should get Swifties or armor boots, I suggest you take Swifties. Most Tryndamere players don't have tenacity, so our stun will last for a full second, and in that second you can outplay them, gain some distance, make them use their spin defensively or offensively. But to make this happen, you need movement speed. Swifties give you resistance against slow effects, so the idea is that you will tire out most of the normal players in the duel, and have the possibility to chase them away to win that encounter. Of course, now that we've got our items and buffs, we need to play around our Siege Master. The one who can control the fights in the late game is Victor. We have easier fights with Victor if any of those players show any decent skills. After the rework, in my opinion, Victor became much more broken than he used to be. This is simply because of the new season, and I believe the rework did him wrong. He should have become a Technomancer, someone who controls robots, another version of Victor. But we only got a newer version with an extra slow on all his abilities when upgraded. To be honest, I was not satisfied. He lost his muscles, his appearance, his aura as a technology-based champion, and became a weaker, more generic version of every new main character in the last 10 years. Total embarrassment. Of course, after the 3 items, if there is another item to pick, I suggest Hullbreaker. This is always my go-to answer. If you are winning and you need the 4th or 5th item, go for Hullbreaker on Volibear. Otherwise, you can go with whatever item you feel like because of the situation. Even without Flash, we can chase anyone because I did a tiny calculation. The only disadvantage of Protobelt is that it doesn't dash over walls, but we have our ultimate that will give us that mobility in those situations. Other than that, Teleport versus Flash is a very fair trade, but only if you use it properly against the right compositions. This game was fun because everything went according to the plan, but one thing for sure, if we were losing, things would have been much harder because the team would blame you for going with an unusual strategy. I've played other games where we lost horribly, mostly because my team kept flaming the pick even before the game started. So yes, you should fortify your mind and, more importantly, care only about what you want to do in this game. This mentality can backfire because what if your AD carry wants to pick Teemo? You can't say no, only refuse to troll. We are living in a time where off-meta picks are seen as troll picks, while in reality, every pick, in my opinion, based on Arcane, could be considered a troll pick. But let's leave that for another time. This is the end of our video. As always, I hope you enjoyed our time together. Until next time, make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel, leave a like, and drop a comment. As always, until the next video, take care and peace.